Hey Linewalkers, this is Jamie from IToldYouIWasSick.com, and as you may notice, I have a different camera, so I might look a little different, but hello. This is the 6th video in a 26-part series that I am doing called Why Autistic People Do That. This is video number 6, and it's one of my favorite topics. It's TMI. So I did a little bit of writing, and I'm going to read that to you because I want to talk about this, but it's kind of weird to talk about. So let me just get it out here first. So these videos, as I've explained in the past, come from, I had written something on a forum saying, name something obvious to neurotypicals that when you discovered it absolutely shocked you. And one of the people had said, one of the answers was that you're not supposed to share personal information about yourself when you're first getting to know someone. And I'm like, why though? I mean, I know you can't just walk up to somebody and say like, hi, my name is Jamie and here are all the problems I've ever faced in my life, but it's really hard. So anyway, this is what I wrote. This one is so hard for me. I mean, so hard. I don't know how to get to know somebody without talking about personal things. I mean, if I know you like French fries and heavy metal, that's great, but how does that explain to me who you are as a person? Same with me. I can tell you that I like horror movies and mashed potatoes, but what does that tell you about me as a person? So my dating life is, how do I say this nicely? A disaster because I'm not sure exactly. I'm sure there's like lots of reasons why, but one of the reasons is that I really just don't know how to ease people into me. I know there's a way that can be taken wrong, so I'm just going to skip right over that. So let's say I go on a first date. This is just an example. Hi, I'm Jamie, and I like horror movies and mashed potatoes. The second date. I'm a writer, and I have seasonal allergies. If we get to the third date, my childhood was so horrific and terrifying that I'm absolutely floored that I'm still alive. Between bullying, abuse, being autistic and not knowing it, finding everything confusing, I don't know what confusing means, unhealthy, toxic relationships, and a complete nervous breakdown in 2014, I can't believe I'm sitting here talking to you. Hello? Wait, where are you going? Something I said, I like mashed potatoes. Crap. So, no, that doesn't actually happen on my dates because people don't get up and walk away, but it's close enough. So I even worked extensively with a case manager for a little while to try to get this down. Like how much am I supposed to be sharing? I can't do it. I either overshare or I undershare. There's literally no in between. And for me, I would prefer, whether I'm getting to know somebody romantically or getting to know somebody as a friend, to just kind of rip the Band-Aid off and talk about real things, So I did try this with one person, is that I decided to parcel out the information. So instead of just being like, a totally fake person for the first 2 dates and then, on the third date, just like blurt everything out, I decided that it would be a good idea to parcel out the information. So every time I would see this girl, I would give her another little piece of the puzzle of things that she had to know. Like, one, I'm autistic. And two, there's, I have problems with my digestive system and I have other things that go on. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. I have OCD. So these are things that people have to know. And it's not about, let me focus on the negative, because it's really not focusing on the negative. It's my life. It's who I am. So I tried to parcel it out, and I think we were, now that I think about it, we were sitting on the beach together and we were looking out at this gorgeous, sunset, and she said something, and I don't think it was overly romantic or anything but she just said something, and I looked at her and I just felt this trust, and I blurted out something, about my health and about my state of health. And she just looked at me, and I didn't see it as a bad thing at the time. I just felt safe and comfortable enough in that moment to tell her, and I didn't think she was going to judge me. And after that, we didn't really date anymore because she said I was too negative. So it is what it is. I mean, so basically my point is, as autistic people, we are very black and white. We're very all or nothing. We are not into small talk. It's cringy. I mean, I'm capable of doing the small talk thing, you know, hi, how are you? See my how are you video for that. How are things going? How's work? How's the family? You know, what kind of movies do you like? What kind of music do you like? That stuff I can do. I mean, that's definitely something that you kind of want to start out with, but very, very quickly, usually within the first conversation, things can tend to get very deep and heavy. And sometimes it's not even me. Sometimes it's the person that I'm talking to or the person I'm becoming friends with or dating that is very serious and intense and wants to talk about that stuff. And usually I'm totally down. The only thing that I've found is that usually people who are really down to talk about that stuff right away have some unresolved issues, and I'm not making fun of them. It's just that, like, for me, it's just part of conversation, but I've noticed that neurotypical people who say things like that right away, they're usually not a good match for me because they have a lot of healing to do, and I still have a lot of healing to do, so it can get really intense really fast, and it doesn't work out. So I guess the thing is always going to be for me TMI. What is too much information? What is not enough information? I mean, because as much as I blurt out things or talk about things that, you know, aren't considered normal, again, I hate using that word, I also leave out a lot of information, but I don't do that on purpose either. So it could be that I either thought I've told you something or conveyed something to you, or I think you're aware of it and you're knowledgeable about it, and you're not, because I haven't mentioned it, and maybe it's something really important, but I don't know. And so again, this is where my brain kind of gets in the way of my life. Not that I don't love my brain, because I do, but in trying to have a social life, it's like I don't want to just talk about horror movies and mashed potatoes. I want to talk about love and life and trauma and sex and dreams and nightmares and just spiritual stuff. You know, I'm like that. That's who I am. I'm very intense. And a lot of people are like, whoa, I can't handle that. That's not my thing. So they're not my people, which is totally fine. But let me know, because this video is getting a little long. Let me know in the comments below if you have had trouble with TMI. Like, are you somebody who like either overshares or undershares? If you're on the spectrum, let me know. If you're not on the spectrum and you are somebody who either over or undershares, let me know. Because this is a problem for a lot of people. I know that this is a struggle. So you're not alone. I understand. And I would definitely appreciate your comments and your feedback. And I am done with this one. And I will see you in the next video.